Hello, everyone, and you're very welcome to this Wednesday edition of the Man United Agenda. We are aware there's football on, and Haaland is setting records like nobody's business, but do join us for today's Manchester United update. Hello, everyone, and you're very welcome.
Love that chant, man.
I'm joined today by our man from across the water, Britt, and of course our resident at this stage, Paddy. How are we doing, Paddy and Britt?
Very well, thanks. Hello, Britt. How you doing? Pleased to meet you, mate.
Oh, I mean, I'd love to say I'm top, and I should be top. A Liverpool victory followed that up by 3 points. Dude, I should be top, man. But we're good. We're good.
Brilliant, Britt.
How's your day been, Paddy? How you been
Yeah,
keeping?
busy, very busy today. Got in very good. It's busy today at work, so it's good. Yeah, it's been good. Keeping an eye on the news and stuff. So most of the day, but it's been busy. But it's very good at Rebel. Good stuff, mate. All good stuff.
I think, though, even as United fans, we do need to take a moment to actually acknowledge the quality of Erling Haaland. He's done something that no other player in Premier League history has done.
Yeah.
2 hat-tricks in the space of his first 5 games. I think it's 9 in 5 now that he's scored. He just seems like an unstoppable force, doesn't he?
Well, he does, yeah. And also they've got Aston Villa on Saturday. I've got friends here in the Midlands here, the middle of the UK, who are they're losing at the moment to Arsenal at the moment, but they knew that. I think that might be a bigger score second half. They can keep them up. Man City on Saturday is going to be a bit of a task for Aston Villa to deal with them. So, but we'll see. We'll deal with them. We'll deal with them when we play them. Don't worry. We've got our new signings.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Holland, man. I mean, it's really not going to be a surprise to anyone, right? I mean, the only thing is out of oh, hey Vincent, yeah, it has been a while. The only thing you're going to get out of we United fans are that he went to City, so we're going to bump him down a little bit, but that's just because of bias and whatnot. But from the whole unbiased standpoint, like, this kid is a beast. Like, he is your guy if you want to whip the ball into the box and just have that one guy grab the ball, make some stupid, insane turn, and put that ball in the back of the net. Hey, I'm still going to hate on you because you got him, but like, hey, cheers to you, I guess. But dude, he's a beast of an athlete.
Absolutely, Britt. I agree 100% with what you're saying. And Liverpool just missed an absolute sitter, just on a side note. But with the likes of Haaland, and you mentioned Paddy there that they're playing Villa at the weekend, that could actually be the swan song for Steven Gerrard, because I think he would set a unwanted record of worst ever start for Villa should he remain without a win after these 2 games. But enough about the other teams. I think it's time that we started talking about our team, Manchester United. But before we get into the first topic, I do want to say hello to Eddie's Football Waffle, Vincent Bullock, Abob, and Cosman, who are faithful viewers, and of course Brush also got in his hello earlier. But
hey, can I just to get an opinion here, right? Do you think it's media spun, or like, did we miss out on Haaland? Was he a made up target, a chance that we had and then we didn't get? So now we have the people turning on everything we're trying to do, and oh, look, here's Man United botching another thing. Now, okay, I get it. This is a top-notch athlete. How are we not involved in negotiations? Correct. So I get all that. But did we really miss, or do we really think that as much as we love to feel about our club, maybe we weren't the first point destination.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Sorry,
or
Robbie,
a
go
bit of both.
I think with Haaland, the thing with him was that he was seeking Champions League football. He got a top opportunity to play with his father's club. I don't think that it was ever. I think if there was ever a case that we had a chance of getting him, we'd have been thereabouts. But I imagine he has his mind made up. But Paddy, before you come in, I just wanted to shout out the Full Time Sports Network, which is our sister channel. It covers all matters NFL. We hope to have boxing, athletics, and all sorts of diversity of sports catered for there. And just to mention, because it is my show, it's now the home of Rebels Fantasy Focus as well. So if you have interest in that, please do give us a subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel and get its reach pushed out. So if you could just give the Full Time Sports Network a subscribe, we would absolutely be in your debt. But I think just because we are 6 minutes in and we haven't started the topics, I'm going to have to start cracking on, lads. As much as I'd love to talk about other teams. So the first one is regarding a statement by Erik ten Hag in his press conference today that he sees Ronaldo as a very important part of the makeup for the coming season. He says that obviously that the club's hierarchy are now hoping that Ronaldo has seen the level of ambition required in the business that we've done in the last week and a half, and that he will be happy to continue. Now, obviously, those on the outside are going to speculate whether it is a case that he's happy or whether it's a case that there wasn't any sufficient takers that were willing to match what was required to bring him on board.
And those on the inside too.
And I do want to ask,
not just the outside.
I do want to ask a question to you. A few weeks ago, Ronaldo released a cryptic statement that all would be revealed in a couple of weeks. We're now approximately 26 hours from the closure of this year's summer transfer window. And that vague statement has been hanging over the club like a noose for the last number of weeks as the manager sets about his work of building back the desire and drive in Manchester United. Is it untenable to have someone that is leaving such cryptic statements involved in the senior squad, especially when he's in a position of leadership and all amongst the younger members of the squad? And I'm going to start with you, Paddy, if you don't mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about this. He's supposed to have released this statement and hasn't done. I mean, Gary Neville came out and said, "Why hasn't he released this statement?" So I don't know why he's leaving it. Is this a book that's going to be written in 15 years' time or what? Because you know what, he needs to release this statement or whatever because he needs to come up with it. But it looks like from the press conference today that his staying is going nowhere at all. So he's going to have to like it or lump it now, and he's going to have to contribute to the team and show a bit of spine. And he's a great player. And I think he will come into some of these games and he will produce definitely. But it looks like this announcement was never an announcement, was it? I mean, it's not an Eric Cantona one when the fish trawler comes up to the fisher and we throw seagulls. That announcement just didn't happen. So I think Cristiano Ronaldo now will stay at the club now till probably the end of the season. But my worry with him is his fitness. After watching the game on Saturday, is he fit? Because he had that big late, he didn't join the club for pre-season. That's only a concern with me. But he's a great player, so I suspect he'll stay. So,
I'll piggyback a little bit off of you, Paddy.
No worries.
But I think that's a lot of truth, probably 100% truth in that. I don't think this cryptic message, maybe it's not cryptic at all. Y'all will know in a few weeks that I'm not going to be sold and I'm still going to be here. That could have been what it is too.
Yeah.
And because the thing is with Ronaldo, that makes him different from a whole bunch of athletes is that he has a huge media, he has a worldwide media presence. He has a worldwide social media presence. You got people following Cristiano Ronaldo who don't give two craps about world football. Don't give a crap about anything. They just see him on ET and hey, we gotta follow this guy. And so it could just be all about clicks and whatnot. And when it was said, hey, I'm at the end of my career, I'm not going anywhere. Why else then would we hear about all this crap about sporting if, like, come on, it's Cristiano's going nowhere. He's going to be at United. It's up to him to decide if he wants to end his career in the good graces of us, or if he just wants to be thought of as just another one of those wingers who wanted to go play the world and gallivant around the world and make their name and money. Because that's what he's been subject to ever since he signed with Uwe, as far as Man United fan thinks about him.
Absolutely, yeah. I suppose all will become unraveled there in the not too distant future. Around 11 p.m. tomorrow, we should have a fair idea of the state of play. And Bill, this is Britt. He's a member of the Full Time Sports Network. He's our NFL correspondent and also a long-time Manchester United fan. So we always find it a pleasure when he does have the opportunity to join us, but time zones do always dictate ways getting Britt on. But
only shirt I've ever put on, man. Only shirt I've ever put on. Only shirt I ever will put on.
Good lad. Well done, Britt. Well done, mate. Love it.
So if you wouldn't mind, Bill, giving the Full Time Sports Network a follow, it's also where you'll find the fantasy football show from now on. So we would very much appreciate it. It's our sister channel, and it's going to diversify into a whole plethora of sports.
Thanks, Bill.
But moving along swiftly, because I will give you a quick score update. Newcastle 1, Scousers 0, and it's currently 4-0 to Manchester City. João Cancelo got the fourth, so for a goal without Haaland. But moving along to a matter with that I haven't actually put up as a topic, but also in that press interview, Ten Hag stated that he believes that it's likely that Manchester United's business is done and dusted for this window. However, they are alert to opportunities that may present themselves and have to take advantage of them should they arise. Now, the one deal that people are talking about that was viewed as a feasible one to get across the line was one Serginho Dest of Barcelona fame, a right back. But it's believed that deal is now complicated by the fact that there's no real tenable offers that the club is prepared to accept for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Going into the season, are you happy in regards to the right back situation? Or is it a case that at this stage, given the amount of money that we spent, we just have to accept, look, this is our lot. We need to attack the season as we are. I'm going to start with you, Britt, this time, and we'll move to Paddy after.
Well, what I'll say about this is I know the statement released, and he said, hey, our business is done, and, blah, blah, blah. I think that's a little bit of a PR stunt, first of all, because negotiations that are and have been already going on, I don't think those are included within that statement. So when we do pull across a transfer at the line, most United fans going to be, what? They told us we were going to do nothing more, and we bought another guy. Wow, awesome.
Britt,
So
can I ask you?
I think it's kind of like pulling the wool, you know,
Can I ask you?
over people's eyes.
Are you hinting at a particular player when you make that statement? Is there one that you have in mind?
What all I'm saying is these negotiations that we've heard that have been already going on, and now this statement comes out, so people are going to reject everything in the past. I'm saying the negotiations that the club has been leaking out that are going on, those won't stop. I think all they're referring to are new negotiations to take place. There will be no new negotiations taking place, but those players, and yes, throw De Jong into that little thing, but I'm not saying that is going to happen. But I'm saying those negotiations that have already been discussed, I wouldn't take those off the table. All I think that means is we're not going to see any new names pop up, but those names that we have heard and we have seen, we're still working on those to get over the line. A little bit of a PR stunt, which
Fair
we
enough.
shouldn't buy.
Paddy, I'm going to move to you. Do you
Yeah.
think, obviously, he's mentioned Frankie de Jong, Serginho Dest, and I'd assume Memphis Depay are the three names that are kind of floating on the board. Given what we've spent, given the protracted negotiations that were this majority of the summer utilised in pursuing Frankie de Jong, is it realistic to get either one, two, or all three of those done? And are Man United really in the market for further additions?
Yeah, the Depay deal, forget that one. That's just pie in the sky, mate. That's the white. That's just not happening at all. De Jong, well, that's a saga. That's finished now. That's finished. He's staying at Barcelona. That's job done. That won't be happening tomorrow. The right back situation is a different situation. From what I hear tonight is that Wan-Bissaka could go out tomorrow. Ten Hag at his press conference didn't say definitely, but if an opportunity presents itself, he will do it. In my view, and this is my personal opinion, and I know a lot of guys that share my opinion, Delot is a weakness on that right back situation with Delot. And Wan-Bissaka, he says he's stopping there. I don't think he will. I think we might see the fella from Barcelona coming possibly on loan, and the lad from Dortmund possibly, one of them as a loan deal, possibly not a straight. We pay for him now. So I'm hoping I just hope that happens, because if we stay with Dalot and Wan-Bissaka going to the season, even though he played well on Saturday, set up the goal. No, I see beyond that. I do see beyond with this. So it won't. I just think it needs to happen. That right back needs to be strengthened tomorrow.
No, I agree, because Dalot, he's a winger. He's not a right back. Wan-Bissaka is almost a center back that plays the right back position, because he offers next to nothing going forward, except for the fact that people which is kind of what I don't understand. They won't close up on Wan-Bissaka, so they'll give him that wide open whipping, and he still won't even hit it. We need the guy that can throw that whip in, that can hit his target, and that's where Wan-Bissaka lacks. He's fine closing ground. When he gets beat, he ain't beat yet, because he can close down like almost nobody I've ever seen before. He can't stick with his man great, so you don't want to throw him up there in with the top fullbacks of all time, but he can close the ground and he can make up that ground. But we're Manchester United. We can't rely on a bloke making a mistake, but being able to make up that ground, because the grind of the season, you don't have that in you every week. You got to face it, man. There's fatigue involved. You can't. So you,
I think Brett would say Delort is the weak link, and I think Wan-Bissaka is the weak link. And if we get this Barcelona player in, which Ten Hag has worked with before, that could really strengthen that position, because we do need to go. If we leave that, I think that's an error in judgment on Ten Hag. So I think he hinted at it in the press conference today that the possibility comes up, he will move for it.
So, lads, I think the consensus is that we're saying that this one is plausible that it could be done, and it's probably necessary because obviously over the course of the 50-odd games this season that we're more than likely going to be involved in, you are going to need rotation. So we're saying this one is plausible then, gentlemen.
Yeah. We're on pace for what? 48 points. Gets us into the top 10. No, that's not good enough, man. Like, we got to do something.
I just want to kind of go back to the comments just to say hello to Vincent Bullock. He's saying, God, if he put on another club shirt, I know his girlfriend would rip the soul from laughing out loud. So I presume he's talking about your love of Manchester United and Ronaldo. But let's move along to our third and final topic that is on the board for today. And this one, personally, is a disappointing one for me. And that is the sale of James Garner to Everton for a paltry pittance of £15 million. Now, the only redeeming factor in this is that we have been told that there is a buyback clause inserted in the arrangement. But let's just talk briefly about what exactly we are after getting, and in the context of the transfer window so far and the prices that have been attached to players, it doesn't seem like this good business has been done, really. And the other side of it is, given also that we haven't gotten a Frankie de Jong in, you'd have thought that maybe Garner would have been the perfect tandem to go next to Casemiro or next to some of the other lads in the rotation of the season. But unfortunately, he hasn't really gotten a look in, and he's now heading to Everton to play for Frank Lampard. Paddy, £15 million. It seems like, and there are people on Twitter that are drawing conclusions that this coincidentally is the amount of the wages for Frankie de Jong. Again, it's not something really that I think we can really say, yeah, that's viable. But have the club done bad business there? And is this their version of balancing the books to provide monies for dividends towards the end of year?
I think that, what the proof will be in the pudding later in the future, see if we made the decision or not. But it looks like for me, I don't think it's balancing the books. I just think that he's not considered the standard that for Ten Hag or for this club. So Ten Hag's made that decision, and he's leaving. So there you go. I mean, I have to go with Ten Hag's judgment and the club, and they've moved him on to Everton. We'll see if if he plays well for Everton and he becomes a world beater, then great. But I don't know. He's maybe not the standard. That's it. There you go. I mean, we got to bring better quality than Garner in. I'm sorry, in that midfield.
No, I totally agree with Patty. I really do. And part of it is because, like, look, I make no bones about this. I wear green and gold for a reason. I mean, the kids being brought up through our academy as well as they're taught, and the sheer amount of talent it looks like they have, are like the United way, is that in them anymore? Because when they get up and they play on the senior club, everything all the scouts told us about said player is gone. It's gone away, man. So this Garner thing, what this tells me is because, hey, I know, like, we like to hate on and make a decision on everything that the club does, and rightfully so. We have every right to. But there are things that we do not see. So there has to be, and this is what I said about Vanderbeek too. There has to be something in training that we're not seeing, man. Like there has to be. Otherwise, if Garner was as good as everybody was telling us, and the little spots that he got on the pitch on TV where we got to see him play and we were high up on him, there's a lot more to football than just that. So even though we hate on the management and how they prioritize and how they judge and how they evaluate certain players, they don't get everything wrong. And I have to feel with a club of our stature, if there was a guy that was, hitting and checking the boxes, we'll put up with a lot of crap from them if they're checking off boxes. So obviously, there's boxes that Garner is not checking off for this current regime. And so 15 million pounds, man, here you go.
Yeah.
But
so what can I say, man?
Yeah, but we're not running a charity here. We're a football club. We've got to move forward. You know what I mean? We've got to get quality in that midfield. And I'm sorry he's gone, but we need better quality, and we're getting better quality. Casemiro is one of them. We'll start to move forward.
And we don't need to play 2 DMs with Casemiro, man. So what is a Garner now? To take the place of Casemiro? He's younger than Lingard. Like everybody wants to talk about, oh, we got this Casemiro. He's so old, blah, blah, blah. You wanted to keep Lingard, and he's younger than Lingard, man.
Lingard had left the building. He was
right.
gone.
No, I'm just bringing the age. I'm just bringing the age.
Yeah, you're right.
That's all.
They're wrong to bring up the age. This is the quality because won 5 champion leagues. Come on, he's quality.
Sorry, lads.
Put your chips on the table, right?
Yeah.
I want to bring in the viewers here. Sorry if you don't mind. Vincent Bullock is saying Garner's a great player. We should be keeping him. In fact, most of the kids now in the academy only for the board from different clubs. We need homegrown talent. I want to say hello to FC United Forever, who's just after checking in. Hello, how are you doing? Omundi Juma is also in the building. Vincent is saying £15 million for Garner is far too low. The Glazer family are going to take the 15 million out of the club and into their own pockets in January. And Bill Badger is saying it should have been 30 plus with the buyback clause, and then it would have been acceptable. So it looks like
you got to move the guy.
They're saying in contrast, though, given what is going on in the market, that this just seems like a bit of administrative convenience. But I do want to just give 2 quick updates that are after coming through. Amad Diallo has secured a loan move to Sunderland, and Serginho Dest looks like it's completely off the table now as he closes in on a move to Milan. So it looks like we have missed the boat on that front.
Wrong.
Milan just got new ownership too, right?
I'm not sure which Milan it is to. It just says Milan, so it could be AC or it could be Inter. But it looks like they've moved ahead of us.
Well, that's a big error of judgment. I've just said, if we leave this right side of it, if he thinks he's really happy with that right side of it, big mistake. It will come back and bite you. It really will.
Oh, usually does, man.
Absolutely. But it does look like the window is now coming to a close for Manchester United. We haven't
called
yet.
The market, Bill.
Yeah,
we haven't.
We got till tomorrow, though, Rebel. Well, we got till tomorrow, mate. So let's see.
We have yet to confirm the goalkeeper from Newcastle. He's expected to be announced at some point tomorrow. And actually, just some breaking commentary from another source that apparently James Garner was sold to Everton for £9 million with no buyback. So they're disputing the figure. So it seems like it's just £9 million up front and no buyback clause, contrary to earlier reports. But I suppose what we have to do is we're going to have to sit here and we will obviously be keeping an eye on the market tomorrow.
That would tell me we had to get rid of him then. He was such a something that he had to be gotten rid of. Why else? Why else would we move him for that? Like, unless I'm naive, man. Unless I'm naive, dude. There has to be something that we don't know about that will be in a book someday.
Absolutely. I think, as you would say, the truth will come out in the wash at some point. But I am going to move on to the final part of the show. We have covered the main topics, that being that Ronaldo seen as an important, critical member of the squad. Garner has been sold, and the loan move that we thought was a feasible one looks like it's now out of reach, given that he seems to be pursuing a move to Milan. Paddy, I'm going to come to you first on this. Any other business to add in regards to Manchester United this evening?
No, I'm obviously waiting for the Anthony transfer to be confirmed. Really excited about that. I'm going to Arsenal on, we've got Leicester on Thursday, obviously before the Arsenal game. So looking forward to that game. But I will say, I'm just hoping that the business isn't done, and then that part of that area of the right side there is going to be, sorted out by tomorrow. But if he leaves it, I have concerns there, definitely. And I saw that Stampton. You may have thought Della had a great game for me. No, still defensively, he struggles. And we've got this big tests coming up. Arsenal winning tonight, obviously. Man City's and these big tests.
Not anymore, by the way. It's 1-1.
Oh, is it 1-1? There you go, possibly. Okay. That's shock, So we've got big tests, other big games anyway. So that I think that area there needs to be strengthened. But I'm chuffed about, I can't, there's no other business for me, Rebel, no, other than that.
No worries. Britt, any other Manchester United news you want to bring to our attention, or?
Not really, man. Just, man, we got a whole firm. We're Manchester United, man. We have to let known in some sort of reasonable sense, not going crazy, that we are not happy, man. Like, we're not. We go through all these, and we're adding another one. We've added all these world-class managers, and we've had all this world-class talent in and out of our roster, man. And for the results in the past 10 years have been deplorably unacceptable. And it doesn't matter the names that are inserted into these certain positions, because nothing changes. I've been yelling at the same midfielder for 16 years, and his name changes, but I'm still yelling at him.
Absolutely.
But we got to hold fast, hold stead firm, dude. We're Manchester United, man. We go on, we truck on, dude. We get on next week, and we conquer all. We've come through so much in our gloried past, and we will come out again. And the Premier League is going to be sorry. They think winning 5 championships in 10 years was horrible. Oh, dude, once we're back, it's going to be worse than that for them.
I agree. Well done, mate. Good man. Good. That's the way to go, bro. That's the way to go.
Absolutely, lads. And I do want to thank you for your contribution tonight. And I do want to thank the viewers that put in their comments. There are 9 of you wonderful people in the chat. And I will ask you one more time, if you would not mind doing us a favor and giving a subscribe to our sister channel, the Full Time Sports Network. You'll see a wonderful wide variety of contrasting sports content there.
Everything.
So please do check them out. And of course, we will be back tomorrow. We might have a lunchtime bulletin with regards to matters, transfer news. And of course, Manchester United are playing Leicester tomorrow night. And we will obviously be keeping an eye on all things with the watch along tomorrow. So for tonight. There is football currently active, so I would say a very good night and thank you to my guests, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Brilliant.